Number 3, A&P. The Great Atlantic and Pacific Tea Company is another name for A&P. In 1859, this business began as a tea merchant. With time, it expanded to other product categories, and the large selection of goods it offered, combined with competitive prices, helped it establish itself as a highly regarded retailer across America. Reuters estimated that there were around 15,000 stores during its height. However, as new rivals appeared and its new store model failed, A&P was forced to deal with a series of waves of store closings and sell-offs, which led to 2 rounds of bankruptcy. A&P totally shut down in 2015 when the chain's cumulative losses were too big to sustain. Pantry Pride. Before Publix entered the market, one of Florida's most well-known grocery stores was Pantry Pride. It began operating in the 1960s and came about as a result of the combination with Food Fair, which had previously purchased Best Markets, a rival which had subsequently acquired a private label brand named Pantry Pride. The chain had 440 stores at its height, spread out over 7 East Coast states and the Bahamas. Unfortunately, the Pride's financial situation was bad by the middle of the 1980s, and things only got worse from there. Shareholders accepted a deal ceding control to McAndrews and Forbes Acquisition Corporation, a New York-based company that made the decision to discontinue the brand over the following few years. Buttrey Food. This supermarket business first appeared on the market as a department store with a Montana base in the 1930s. Its previous name was Buttrey Department Store. However, at the end of the decade, the focus turned to supermarket sales. After 68 years in operation, Albertsons bought the company in 1998, and the Buttrey Food brand was taken out a few years later. Number 1, Alpha Beta. The first contemporary grocery chain in America was called Alpha Beta. In Pomona, California in 1900, Albert and Hugh Gerard founded the business as a butcher shop. The Romans initially permitted consumers to retrieve their own groceries rather than having store workers do it. A fresh structure at the moment. However, consumers were unable to locate the goods they were looking for, so the brothers decided to alphabetize the store's inventory. And that was an immediate success. The Gerards decided to change the name of their store to Alpha Beta in 1919. The business began to proliferate throughout the nation, and in 1961, it combined with American retailers to increase its market share. The remaining Alpha Beta outlets were rebranded as Ruse in 1991 after the remaining parent business sold the grocery chain to Yucaipa Enterprises because of various antitrust litigation it had to deal with.